to AndreasTalksArt. He's always barefoot, got a skateboard on him, Andreas Kramer. Wait, was I supposed to say something?
Yeah. Okay, so Raina and I have come up with a list of questions to ask each other, some deep art questions about our art and about ourselves. And I don't know what questions she got, and she doesn't know what questions I got. So I've got some questions here for you, Raina.
Okay, I'm scared.
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. My first question is, why do you create and why don't you create? Like, there are times like when you feel like creating and there are times when you don't feel like creating. So what makes you feel like creating and what makes you not feel like creating?
When I get when I get inspired, obviously I want to create, like looking at other people's art, seeing what other people create, inspires me, and I'm like, oh my god, and I get so many ideas of things that I can make, and then I like get really excited to want to make something. Or it can just come out of like the blue very randomly. I just feel like, because it's like my normal routine now, like to do art every single day. So like I just know in the back of my mind like I want to make art, and so it's just kind of like ingrained in me, like, and I'll get excited about certain different, because I'm not always just working on one thing. Like I have many different projects and I like spend different time on each one. So like I'll wake up and be like excited about a specific one out of the whole pile.
Yeah.
Or if I get like new art supplies or something, I'll be like excited to try those out and use them or stuff like that.
So are there times when you don't feel like creating?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know how to really explain that. It just kind of happens sometimes where like you just don't feel energetically like moved to create something.
So you were saying there's times when you don't feel like creating.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like it comes out of nowhere, and it's just like a feeling, just like a random feeling of just not wanting to make anything. And usually when I feel like not making art, it's usually like when I am feeling upset about something, or like I just don't want to do anything at all. Like I just rather do nothing and just like watch a movie, or like just not make anything, or like
You feel fear?
not necessarily, like that's not necessarily the feeling all the time, but it's just like, I don't know, feeling like upset. Like I don't really know how to describe that feeling of just, I guess, uninspired, but not even that, because I don't know, it's very random when that happens. It's just like, that's hard to explain, like, but that does happen, where it's just like I just don't want to make anything. I don't want to do any art today. Like, yeah, that happens. Yeah,
that is weird. I don't know. I feel like that too sometimes, and then I just don't do nothing, and then I feel bad because I don't do anything.
You feel bad?
Yeah. Well, annoyed. I feel annoyed that I don't do anything.
So my question for you is, tell me about what kind of techniques you do when you are in a creative block.
When I'm in a creative block, I mean, I'm also like similar to you, where I do a lot of things all the time. So when I'm not feeling like as creative, I do things. There's other projects I have going on, and I'll just work on those. Like, and there's like so many different things that are going on that there's always different points, because I feel like when I start a project and all the ideas are coming out, that's when it's like creative. And if I feel that block, it's hard to do that. It's hard to like have this inspiration to start new pieces. But there'll be other pieces where they're at a point where it's like more tedious work, so I'll work on stuff like that, or even just work on like editing videos or stuff where it's not as, there's like creativity in all of it, but there's lots of points where it's not as creative and there's more like tedious or like more like craft work that you have to like just stuff you have to do, and you don't have to like be as like explorative, and like don't have to think with that mind as much, and it's easier to do those because you can just like do them and not be like, you don't have to feel like super inspired to do it, like you don't have to have that creative inspiration. If it's just like with editing videos where you just need to like do like organizing and like place all the videos in the timeline, and like it takes time to do all that, but then once you start doing that, then I find like I get a little inspired because I work on something, and then ideas will start coming to me, and then I get back into like wanting to do creative stuff. And then I start doing lots of creative stuff, and then I get like tired of that, and then I don't want to do that, so then I go back and do other non-as creative stuff, and it just keeps going round and round and round. So it works out having lots of different things to do where they're all like at different places and they have different mindsets to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Drink
That's a
every
good
time
question.
after we finish questioning.
Ooh, okay. So
That was your question, though.
that was my question. We both
I
drink
mean,
after
okay.
all the questions. Okay, I'm wondering, what does a successful piece mean to you? Not one you see, but like when you make a piece. What makes one successful for you versus not?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, it's looking at it and being like in disbelief that I made that. Like being like, I don't know how I did that. Like I know how, but I don't know how. Like it's really good. Like I'm proud. Like I want everyone to know I did that. And like versus a piece where I won't finish a piece if I don't like it to an extent, but like for me to be like, oh my god, like successful versus it's like I don't know that wouldn't say not successful, but I could see like where I could improve, or I mean you can improve in any, but where the things I don't like about it that I wouldn't put at the top is like, wait, what was I saying? So sorry.
What makes a piece successful?
Yeah, so it's just like not knowing that like just being like excited that I did that, and like not really like it's just like you just like I love that piece, like I can't believe I did that, it's crazy. And like other pieces I can look at and be like, yeah, I did that, it's alright, like it's not bad, I could see how someone would like it, but I could do a better one, like I don't know. Yeah
That's cool.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
and I don't have many of those pieces where I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that. I mean, I have a couple, but like not that many.
Do you feel that like right when you're done the piece, or like does it like after you look at it for a while you feel it, or like the whole time you're
Once
working on
it's
it you're
finished.
like, oh my god?
Well, there's a progression, yeah. It's like I'm thinking of one piece in specific where I went through so many different like stages, and at some points I was just like, this is trash, and then other points I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. And then like once I finished that piece I was like, holy fucking shit, this is amazing, like I can't believe I did this. It took me months, but like, I want to do it again, and I want to do it better because now I know not what to do, like yeah.
That's cool. That's super cool. Ooh.
Sip. Are you ready for my question?
I guess. What you got?
How has your education helped you in creating?
My education, my formal education.
Any kind of education.
Any kind of education. Yeah. Well, teachers have definitely helped me a lot. Just like talking with people, or them talking to you about stuff they've gone through. Like talking with people who have like put in a lot of time and years and like have the experience. That's been super helpful. Just because I feel like, I mean, like anything, like as you do it more and more, you like build up your own education. So like having someone who's done that for themselves and then being able to give off some of their ideas and what they've learned, that's helped a lot. I guess like, yeah, a big thing is just like like professors. That's what comes in mind. Like a lot of professors have definitely helped me back in like studying design and stuff, and just learning from like how they do their work. Like I think that's the biggest thing I've taken away, is like seeing how they do their work. I've definitely like taken a lot of like organization from them, because that was like one thing I always remember them drilling in, and it just kind of got forced upon me, but it's helped a lot now.
He's very organized.
Yeah, and it helps a lot with doing like digital work and stuff like that. It makes it so much easier and less stressful and less annoying, even though it's annoying while you're doing it, but in the end it makes it so much less annoying.
He's teaching me how to organize, because I don't organize.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned, and they kind of like forced that on me, and it was very annoying at first, but now it's super helpful.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a lot of different like little skills and stuff that I've like kept over the years. And I don't know, those were the big things. I feel like most everything else, like once I was able to learn to like be organized and do the work, most everything else was just stuff I've learned from just doing it and doing it on my own. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Raina, how do you think you see the world differently from non-artists? Or do you think you see the world differently from non-artists?
Kind of. It's hard. That's a hard question, because
You don't know.
I don't know, but at the same time, like having had like classes in like design and stuff like that, about like what looks good and what doesn't look good, like, you know, all of those type of things, which in the end it's all biased. It's all your like opinion, right? But you know, there's a standard of quality versus not quality in like a business mindset, right? So after going like just having like been taught those type of things, and then like going out into the world, and like if I see like a I'm like into the logos. Like if I see a logo that I'm just like, oh my god, they need a new logo. Like, I mean, that pops out to me. I don't know if that pops out to other people, but if I see like the font is not right, like the whatever is not right, like there's just something off, I'm just like, I don't know why they have that logo. Like, you know, I'm just like, I can hook you up with a better logo.
Oh my gosh.
But like certain little things like that. But if we're not talking about that, if we're just talking about like painting and like just crazy like abstract type of stuff, I don't really know if it's really like an artist versus non-artist mindset in that like regard, because it's like, even if I didn't make art, I feel like my way of thinking about life in general is very much, it can be very like expansive and not so limited in what like a lot of the majority of people that are around me kind of have. But I don't know if that has anything to do with because I like art or not.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that. But I mean, it definitely just does make a difference, like, in a way, but it's hard to say that it's because of my art, because I feel like it's just kind of like my curious nature.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's so much of like the art, but in like the design and like that type of stuff, I definitely notice those type of things, and I'm sure there's other things that I can't really think of right now.
I know a way you see the world differently as an artist.
How?
You definitely see sticks and rocks differently than other people do as an artist.
Yeah, I forgot about that stuff. The other day, I went on a walk with my dog, and we go to this one like arsenal park, and there was like trees just falling down, like so many trees. There was sticks everywhere, and I was like, oh my god. And I sent him so many videos. I was like, look at all these sticks asking to be made into something. And I was like, fuck, I don't have a bag. Like, how am I gonna take these sticks back home? So I just kept walking, and I was like, God, please help me find trash, a bag of trash, so I could just stuff out. Because I've found a bag of trash there before, because another thing happened with like not sticks, but like fairy house walls. What is it? Bark.
See what I'm saying?
So I found an icy bag that time. Went there, found another icy bag, same spot, and I filled it up with a bunch of sticks. And I was like, yes. So I took the sticks home. That's another way, yeah. Like moss.
Would just pass those by.
Yeah, if I see moss, oof, it's done.
Pine cones.
Some of them, I don't know. Spiders live in pine cones, so
Yeah.
be aware.
That's risky business.
Don't kiss them. But yeah, I forgot about that. And there's like a lot of different ways I see.
Yeah, because when you say the world, that's so many, that could be whatever,
Yeah.
But
I forgot about that.
that's cool.
Dun dun dun. Describe the best piece of art you've ever created.
Oh my god, what the heck? The best piece of art? I don't know. That's crazy. The best piece of art I've ever created.
That's hard.
That's hard, because there's like
So many.
many. And like, I've never really thought of any of my pieces as being like the best. Like there's some that are like, there's definitely like a scale, like, and there's some that are way more epic. But I guess it's hard because there's so many like different pieces that they're all over the place. But I think the fairy tree house is probably what comes to mind as one of the most epic, just because there were so many different things that went into it and so many different like art mediums that made it super epic. And that's probably like what made it the best. Like I have a lot of cool paintings and stuff, but that just had so much different things that I had to do to go into it. Like I gathered all the supplies for it, the branches, the sticks, the little bases. That was a whole project in itself. And then I made the whole like structure, the little walls. I like cut those up and then made little. I didn't use clay. I made I made drywall with like little stucco, and then painted the walls, and then glued everything together, and I like formed the roof out of like shaving down styrofoam, and then painted that, and then I made all these little like clay things, and you made clay things too. Made clay little window and painted that, and I then decorated the whole thing in moss and more flowers that we both collected, and I made a ladder for it, and just so many little different things that went into it. That was probably the best one.
What about painting-wise?
Painting-wise? Oof. That's gotta be probably this piece I made for my uncle. It was 2 pieces. And
that was amazing.
That was epic because they were really big. That was probably like one of the biggest paintings I've done by myself. And it was 2 pieces, but they were both going together into one piece. And there was a lot of meaning behind that because it was for my uncle. So each piece was like representing one of my grandparents, one of his parents, and I think it turned out really cool. And it definitely had like, it was different. It was not like any piece I'd done before, but it also had a lot of my style in it. Like it was a lot of nature and trees, and there was fishes, and yeah, that's probably the most epic painting.
Yeah, I can't wait to like go to his house and see it.
It looks cool.
person.
He's got lights on it and
What?
everything. It's sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just
and then
remember
because
the
he
fishies.
has it, yeah, the fishies.
Because he has it, you can
Yeah.
see it anytime.
And it's epic that he has it, and
Yeah.
it's his piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super cool.
Pieces.
Pieces, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy question, but yeah, I think that's cool. I didn't really think about that, but when you said painting, that's the first one that came to my head. Okay. Do you think you're the caretaker of your artwork, or you own your art pieces?
Both.
You laugh like a crazy woman?
Both.
Why you laugh?
Because I'm crazy. Because that was a funny question. That's why I laughed. But I own some of my art pieces, but I also take care of a lot of my pieces because I'm waiting to find them an owner.
What about like when you're like making them? Like, what do you think? Like, you're like God? Like, you're like the creator? Like, you own this, or like you're more like the mother? Like, and you're like taking care of and nurturing this piece.
I think it's both still.
Okay.
There's some pieces that I make with the intention of like first like how you said, like nurturing it and like making it into something for someone else.
Yeah.
Like I'm just putting my like love into it, but it's for someone else. And then
Yeah.
there's some pieces where I'm like, fucking bitches, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just
So it means to be the owner? Oh my god.
I was thinking a specific piece.
What piece is that?
I don't know what happened anymore, but I made it, I titled it I Forgot to Care. I forgot now, ironically, like, what happened, but I was really upset about something, and I just needed to, like, do, like, so, like, I needed to express that, and I chose to do it in art, and that was, yeah, but, like, there's some pieces, and not necessarily so aggressively all the time, but where I just, I'm like, this is my shit, like, this is mine, like, not even if I just want to keep it, because I don't have to keep it, but it's like, I don't know, it's just like the feeling of like, it's my disaster, I don't know, it's a little more aggressive, but not really. Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know. I don't know if I answered that right.
Yeah, I didn't really know how you were going to answer that, but I wanted to find out.
I'm nice.
Yeah, you're nice.
But everybody's mean sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Do your other interests influence your art?
Oh yeah, big time. What you mean? Oh yeah.
Well, what are your other interests?
Skateboarding and snowboarding, they both definitely influence my art, and like using skateboards and snowboards to paint on, but also just like a lot of the like the idea of like, I guess like skateboarding and snowboarding is very like rebellious, and it's very free flow and free form, and something like a solo thing, like it's a solo sport you do by yourself, and a lot of that goes into my art. Definitely like the rebellious, and also like I guess that ties into like street art and like that kind of style, and I definitely like love that kind of art and use that in my art a lot. And also just like the, I don't know, the kind of like headspace, like when you're doing like skateboarding or snowboarding and like you're in your own space and you're like free flowing, like I feel that too when I'm like making art. So both of those definitely are like the biggest influences. And then I guess like some other interests are like hiking or camping or being outside, and a lot of my art is like ends up having nature in it, or creatures, or trees, or landscapes, or something along those lines, just because that's like where I find a lot of like beauty, and I find inspiration from creating those things. Yeah, I think those are probably the biggest things I draw inspiration from outside of art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you create to understand or to express what you've learned?
I think both.
Yeah.
Because I definitely create to express what I've learned. And not necessarily like consciously like thinking like, oh, but just from like experience of life. Just create.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I do the other opposite where like I learned something. Or wait, how was the other way? Like I was thinking specifically with like clay.
Create to understand or express to learn. Like.
Oh yeah, and I also create to understand. I do that often too.
Yeah.
Because when I'm getting into something new, I definitely create to understand, to get better, or I think they're even if I know how to do something, like I'm still trying to understand it in a deeper way or different. So I think they're both like synonymous with each other when I create.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me how you've developed your art career so far.
How have I developed? Oh my god, am I getting interviewed for a job?
Hey!
So far, well, it's been a journey, let me tell you that. I guess, it all started off just like getting into art and just doing art with like Evan and Yanni a lot, and from there like all three of us like simultaneously I feel like started getting more passionate about it, and that's when I feel like I started really working on it a lot on my own and didn't really think about it how I think about it now, but just like it was really fun, and I found it like a good way to express myself, and like just mostly like being fun and like a fun way to express whatever, and just kept doing it, and then from there like it became something where I liked it enough that I wanted to do it as much as I could. So then I started thinking more of how I could like not only like get better and like progress my skills, but be able to like make money, whether like selling art or doing like graphics for people, and then also at the same time I was like going to school and studying graphic design and thinking that would be a way where I could just make graphics and do that, but the more and more I was doing it, I would like realized like the thing I liked the best was doing it on my own for myself, and that's like if I didn't have that I wouldn't like it as much. So that was the thing I was really trying to find and still trying to find. And then started going to art shows like Pancakes and Booze, and going to music festivals and trying to sell art there, and realizing how hard that was, but still trying to do it, and sometimes sell stuff and sometimes not sell stuff. And then eventually I came out here, and I found DAS, the Denver Art Society, and that was like the first time, because before that, like just going to art shows and then just like you have this one night, try to sell your stuff, and either you sell it or you don't. That was the first time where I like found this stable place where I could like keep stuff up, and like that was cool because like I was able to like learn more, because you're able to have your stuff up and like see if stuff sells, move stuff around, see what sells, or like how to sell stuff better, and just really like learn more about like how to sell your stuff and focus on that through like having my stuff up there, and then like at the same time still like come back here and work on art and work on my skills and learn different stuff. And then also then meeting you, and then going into all these new crazy mediums that I hadn't tried before, and that totally like exploded. And like now there's like so many things we're working on all the time, like so many different kinds of things, which I feel like opened like so many different possibilities of like places like that we could sell our art. Because like before coming here and like meeting you and all this stuff, my art was mostly like on canvases and like stuff you would hang up on the wall, but now it just could be like anything, anywhere, like from like incense holders to like
Charcuterie
plates,
boards.
charcuterie boards, freaking coasters, just like any different thing that like anyone could use. And it's opened it up to a lot more, and like selling it in shops and like boba shops. So now it's like, whoa, like that's crazy. Like could literally go anywhere and sell it because we could make anything. So it's been a crazy process, but I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. And then even doing the podcast and like trying to like connect with more artists and learn what they're doing and help everyone learn from each other. So I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot,
That's
but it's
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
You
Alright.
finished your drink?
Yeah. I got one sip left. Alright, Rain. What does it mean to be original or unique as an artist? Because there's so many people and so many artists, and with all those people and artists, there's so many things that have been made.
Honestly, nothing is original. You are inspired. You don't just create your own ideas and thoughts. Those are given to you through your mind. Your mind doesn't just create these things. They're being brought into your mind. So everyone is inspired through something, even if they don't know it. And you could say original is like creating something that no one's ever done before, but you can't even know that for sure either. I don't know, that's kind of that's a good question. Original.
You can never know if something's original or not.
I mean, creating something with your pure and simple like being, without like influence of any, like you just like pick up the pen and like do something or sculpt something or whatever. It's like it's gonna be original, but what really is like original to you, because there's gonna be some version of that somewhere else. Of course yours is going to be uniquely like yours, but there's gonna be some type of copycat somewhere of it. But yours is always gonna be original to you. Like no one can ever recreate the exact same thing that you make. It's always gonna be tweaked a little bit different. So I guess you can pretty much say anything that you create from your own hands is original. But there's definitely some kind of like influence over that. And there's I don't know if there's really the possibility of like the only one of them out there. Like, I mean, yeah, yours is the only one, but like, I mean, different versions of that same creation.
Yeah.
Type of thing. It's kind of like us, like human beings. Each one of us is very unique, but we're all the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Art is a little bit more, you know. Oh yeah, art is way more complex than the human body. Come on, guys.
Is it? Yeah. It's a creation from the human body. What? That's cool.
Yeah. That's a good question.
That's a good
What
answer.
question are we on?
That was my last one.
Okay, for my last question for you.
Uh-oh.
What would you say to someone if they were like, "Hey Andreas, I love your art, man. how about you do me this painting for free and I'll expose you on my page.
Oh my god. You are trying to get me for a job. Listen, I don't have the time for that. I'm sorry, man. I got a lot of projects I'm working on. And I would love to do one for you, but I just don't have the time. It's not going to work out. Like, it already takes me to do months for the things I'm working on. So that's not going to get done in years, let me tell you that. But I would just tell them, like, I'm not the right guy. You should try and maybe find someone else or try and maybe pay someone, because it's not going to work out.
But if they're like, I'll pay you $5 and I'll post it all over my
I'm done. I don't need $5. I'm good, bro. Keep your $5. I'll be like, I don't know, here's a doodle out of my sketchbook. No, I don't know. I want to give you...
Okay, another question.
Okay.
Have you given your art for free?
Oh, yeah.
Before?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But that's why I know I wouldn't do it anymore. Because I have. And I'm like...
Has someone ever said they were going to pay you and then never did?
Yeah, that's happened
that's
too.
happened to me too.
That's happened a couple times probably. And it's hard to like keep asking for their money.
Yeah.
Like, there's a certain point where it's like whatever. And that's like, yeah, you just have to like learn and like, hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's not the end of the world if it happens. And then you just learn, like, it's hard with like doing stuff digitally too, because like you go back and forth and send them different samples during the process, and they can just take it and run with whenever they want. But I've learned with like people who have never worked. Yeah, I do watermarks now, and then there's eventually like you find people who you've worked with long enough where like you can trust them and like you don't have to do that. But when people like you don't know and you haven't been working with, you have to like watermark your throughout the process until you get that bag.
Giant penis.
Yeah, giant penis. I don't know. Some people might like that. They might take that and run. Yeah, and then that's only ever happened with digital stuff. It's never really happened with paintings or anything like that. 'Cause I mean, that's hard to say.
You got stuff stolen?
I got stuff stolen.
I'm asking, you got stuff stolen before?
Oh, nothing
Not
like
that you know of, obviously.
that I know of. Yeah, nothing like. I mean, I'm sure like I've had stuff up at DOS and I haven't keep track of everything. Like I know I've never gotten like paintings or anything, but I'm sure like.
You never found those one paintings?
Okay, there's potential. Maybe one painting got stolen, or lost.
I'm mad.
It got lost.
I liked that one a lot.
I know. That's the only one.
Found
I don't know. I think it got lost because they did a lot of moving, but I don't know. I'm sure I've gotten stickers or prints stolen because, like, I don't always keep track of how much I have at all times. But I don't know. That's part of it. It's hard. It's tricky.
That shit sucks, man.
That's what happens when you do stuff on your own. But it doesn't have to happen. You just have to learn from it.
Thanks for listening. Share this with your friends if you liked it. And don't forget to be cool. Peace out.